What's good, everyone? This is your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room. And this is where we at now. So, yes, you clearly see the title of the broadcast. So, we got room 9 in the broadcast room. And apparently, Anton has ran across this video here with B. Simone and stuff like that. And she poses a question: 10 minutes with God or $1 trillion? So, listen, look, man. We're going to dive off into this. We're going to find out what's going on. Quarters, nickels, and dimes.
10 trillion, or what is it? A trillion dollars that we can't even comprehend, right? Because you can't even think about that. I can't even comprehend $1 million. I mean, $1 billion. I can comprehend $1 billion. Would you rather have $1 trillion or would you rather have 10 minutes with Jesus? I said I would rather have $1 trillion because I feel like God left his word. He left the Bible. There's nothing that he is going to tell me probably in those 10 minutes that isn't already in his word. And secondly, if you have a relationship with him, he can talk to you now. I truly believe the Holy Spirit is in me and he can talk to you. But Pharaoh's like, no, like I want to sit. You said you wanted to sit with Jesus, right? Yeah. Also, I feel like if I was really sitting face to face, excuse me, I'm stuttering because that's what I would do if I was face to face with Jesus. And I would waste my 10 minutes stuttering. Like, this is really crazy. Jesus is in front of me. So it's like, at this point, let me just go to my prayer room and pray. And I don't feel like there's going to be anything that Jesus will tell me in those 10 minutes that he hasn't left in his word.
10 minutes with Jesus can be a lifetime. You never know.
And I know when I die, I'm going to see Jesus. And I feel like I can tap into that now. I don't need 10 minutes with Jesus. Like, I have that now. Am I explaining this right? What would y'all do? Would y'all take the trillion or would y'all do 10 minutes with Jesus? I am taking the trillion and I'm going to my prayer room. Final answer.
That's an interesting question.
So the internet obviously is kind of going at her a lot because, you know, it's an interesting question. And so it's kind of going viral. So I thought it would be a nice way to break the ice about what y'all thoughts are on that.
Well, who would like to answer that one first? $1 trillion or 10 minutes with Jesus? Molly.
I would take the money. I would take
Care to share?
I would take the money. Because
Y'all don't have to answer this question either if y'all don't want to.
Very true. If it's
okay.
No, that's the whole part of the conversation. That's the whole conversation. Is would you take 10 minutes with Jesus or are you gonna take the $1 trillion? That's the part. No. We gotta get answers here.
I'll take the money.
Slimmy, I see your eyes. You must want to answer next.
I'm astonished.
No, you're not.
Huh?
You're astonished that Molly would take the money?
I really am. I mean, we're not talking about a regular person. I mean, like that. People said they wouldn't take $100,000 or $500,000 just to sit down with dinner with Jay-Z. 10 minutes with Jesus, that could change your life. You will find out so much about.
I said I would take the money. Sit with him. I would take the money.
I'm not really speaking towards.
It would change your life.
Go ahead. You go ahead. You go ahead and finish what you were saying, Molly.
You said it would change my life. I think it would probably.
I never said anything about you. I just said I was astonished that that's what you said, and then I moved forward. I didn't say nothing about you. No. That's your choice. But go ahead and finish. You're not done yet.
That was it.
No. Go ahead. Continue. Go ahead. No. Okay. So it's my turn. I just want clarification.
It is your turn, Slimmy.
Oh, okay. All right. Here we go. We can get it rolling.
Starting early, Molly. Take a deep breath, boo boo.
I'm just messing with Molly, man. Let's get it. No, I for me, I think you will learn everything in a lifetime in 10 minutes. I'm sorry, you can't even spend $1 trillion. You can't spend that. You can't.
I can.
Nah, you can't spend $1 trillion.
Yes, I can.
Yeah. You say that until this time is shit.
I mean, I see where Anton coming from, business-minded type dude. You know, and I could kind of see that. Just follow me on this. You buy up a few corporations, $1 trillion. You buy Microsoft or some shit like that, and a couple of other, real deep businesses that are behind the scene, gas companies. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I can see where Anton coming from with $1 trillion. Like, you can buy up a bunch of shit with $1 trillion. I'm talking about real legit businesses, that run the world. You really could if you had $1 trillion. And that trillion that you technically would invest would get you more capital back on the back end for the long term. Like, you will own basically most of the world. But let's keep going.
What you buying?
Nigga, everything. Nigga, I look, dude. And until you have this, you don't know. Like, nigga, when I get my summary on how much money I spent every month, I'm like, what the fuck did I buy?
I can spend $1 trillion without even blinking. I can spend $1 trillion
without blinking.
Without blinking.
Yes. You just
$1 trillion. I can spend.
When you have that kind of money, when shit pop up on your phone, you just push purchase. Like, you just push purchase.
No, everybody was quiet and didn't want to answer.
Wait. Go ahead.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Right.
I just want this to be on the record.
Right.
Everybody was quiet.
Sure was.
I would buy a box. Very pretty box.
I would take that $1 trillion and do the Lord's work with it.
You ain't doing the Lord's work with no trilly.
I would.
Yes, I would.
I would give away every single dime.
I would too.
So what would your choice be, Anton?
I don't think you can go wrong with either choice. I don't think you can go wrong with either choice. As much as I hate to admit it, I'm not sure that B. Simone is wrong here. Listen, if you believe in the word of God, right? The word is God, and it is the living. That's why they call it the living word. It gives you every single anything that you need to be successful. Let me tell you why I don't believe that most people would take 10 minutes with Jesus, because they don't actually live the life that they're supposed to live when they're here.
Well, it depends on why you would take the 10 minutes with Jesus.
So what would you didn't answer?
People don't take 10 minutes to read their word.
Well, everybody was talking. I wasn't really trying to talk while everybody was talking. Slimmy didn't.
No, not you. Not you.
I see what Anton talking about a little bit. Most people don't take 10 minutes to read the word. But all I'm saying is, though, because, be honest with you, my stance is, I would take the 10 minutes with Jesus. Screw the dumb shit. I really would. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, though, like Slimmy did say, and I definitely agree with that part, like, the knowledge that you would gain would be vastly more beneficial to you on this planet than anything else would be. If God, of course, God left his word, the living word, things like that. And this is coming from a preacher's kid here, so I know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't sit there and negate the situation. If Jesus came to you and wanted you to have 10 minutes with him face to face in living flesh, or however Jesus wanted to work it. I'm just being honest, however you want to do it. It doesn't matter. All I'm saying is, though, you will be a fool to deny Jesus, that situation if he came to you and gave you a choice. Because this is just the reality. If we want to talk about how this scenario would go, Jesus would have to come to you and give you this option here. This is not something that you finna go to Jesus and demand this option. Well, can I sit down with you for 10 minutes or you give me $1 trillion? No. He would have to come to you and give you said option or give you said choice. And then at that point, you would have to make a choice to sit down with him for 10 minutes or take the $1 trillion. I would choose to sit down because the knowledge that you could gain, even the word that's left by Jesus so long ago, even though you live by that, some people don't, but to see the situation is with a lot of you people out there that don't understand how Jesus really moved when he was on this planet. He was actually hanging out with the sinners, trying to basically rehab the sinners. That's what we call it now, rehab. You know what I'm saying? But he was trying to save souls. You know, the people that were already saved were following him already. To gain new followers, he had to go where the sinners were in order to, you know what I'm saying, spread the message and see if anybody wanted to better their life. So, and this is how it goes. But I get a little bit what Anton's saying, but the thing of this is, man, no, I still would choose to sit down with Jesus and have that conversation, because the knowledge that you're going to get is going to overpower anything that's going to go on the planet, because Jesus runs the planet. God owns everything. And Jesus is God's son. The only way to God is through Jesus. So now, you know what I'm saying? Listen, look, if Jesus want to sit down with me for 10 minutes, I'm going to have to sit down.
Carrie just asked me what I do. Carrie asked me what I do, and that's why I'm answering. Because I was going to let y'all answer first. I don't believe that most people actually would take, if they actually had an opportunity,
you are a part of that too,
or talk 10 minutes with Jesus, I don't believe that they would take the talk with Jesus. And the reason that I don't believe it is because they don't even take 10 minutes to read the word that's right here on this earth.
That's backwards.
I don't believe that. I don't believe it, not even a little bit. Right? So I don't think it
depends on their reasoning.
What do you mean?
It depends on their reasoning for talking with Jesus. Like my reasoning for talking with Jesus is that I'll be like, hey, I appreciate you talking to me, Q. Here's $1 trillion for foregoing the $1 trillion.
So you were trying to finesse Jesus.
I feel like
Jesus, you know what I gave up.
That's why I would talk to.
And if you talk to Jesus like that, and he's all knowing, he already knew that you was gonna come at him sideways. See, this is what I'm talking about here. Now I get that this is a panel and we're, you know, giving scenarios and stuff like that, and but I could be being, maybe too logical, but I don't think I am. I know I'm not. Screw that. No, you want to sit, Jesus come to you and say he want to sit down and talk to you, or you could take $1 trillion and go on about your way. Jesus, I mean, come on now. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. This is one time I definitely don't agree, with Anton or B. Simone. You know what I'm saying? Anton is a good, intelligent guy. I agree with him on a lot of things. But this one, I'm going to have to sit down with Jesus, and I'm going to come back with the knowledge and things like that that's going to take over the whole planet, and I'll change the planet. You know what I'm saying? But seriously, real talk, it just is what it is.
I would talk to Jesus hoping that he would at least give me a little something because I talked to him instead of taking the money. That's why I would talk to Jesus.
So you looking to finesse Jesus?
He knows what's in my heart and my mind, so there's no finesse here.
No, I don't think it's a wrong answer. I just think it's
for you.
Look, God knows that I would give away every dime.
So is that your choice?
It's not about giving away every dime. You know what I'm saying? It's about the fact that, you know what I'm saying, if God asks you, if Jesus, which is the Son of God, in the way to God, to heaven, is through Jesus. You forsake my son, you forsake me. Period. That's in the Bible too. So now, if you don't want to sit down with the Son of God for 10 minutes and you would take the money, then you know what I'm saying? That's the whole purpose. Listen, look, man, when Jesus walked the earth, Jesus wasn't no, trillionaire. That's not how he moved. Now, I'm not saying Jesus was, some broke individual. Jesus does not want his people to be broke as far as the standards of living on the planet, because you need resources in order to move and help spread the word. That's, it's just no negating that. But no, you know what I'm saying? Nah, man, I have to sit down and gain that knowledge, because knowledge is power. You know what I'm saying? You could have all the money in the world, but if you don't have the knowledge, you know what I'm saying, you're not going to get the power like that. And to get to that, to have Jesus come to you specifically, individually, and want to sit down with you, whether you know what I'm saying, a frequent Bible reader, whether you know what I'm saying, backslide a little bit, whether if he chose you to sit down with, sorry man, but it's your obligation to sit down. I'm nah, I mean,
You would do the trillion?
For me personally, I would do the trillion. I think that I'm gonna speak on both lenses. All right, I'm gonna be a little real controversial right now. I would take the trillion. I think everybody else needs to talk to Jesus. And here's why. Because I don't think that people are truly, I think that most people is going to hell. And I think that I'm going to heaven. And I think that people need a real change of, like, they need an epiphany so that they can change their life around. I've already accepted Jesus as my Lord and Savior. And I think that my life, for the most part, is a reflection of that.
And that's even more the reason to want to sit down with him. Because I will be excited. Definitely, like I said, preacher's kid, grew up in the church, man. I know what I'm talking about here. I will be overwhelmingly excited if Jesus came to me, bruh, and was like, I want to sit down with you and talk to you for 10 minutes. Or I can give you $1 trillion of earthly money. Keyword, earthly money. And you know what I'm saying, you could go live your life. I would have to sit down to keyword in the Bible. To deny my son is to deny me. That's what God told. That's what God told us. Period. You deny Jesus, you deny me, you deny heaven. Basically, in so many words. Man, Now I would have to sit down. Whether I'm already saved or backslide, whatever, I would have to sit down. And I would shut the fuck up and I would learn something.
And I know for a fact that I would be a great steward with what he gave me to change people's lives and to change the world for the positive. Because I already give away everything that I be having. I'm already faithful over little, and so I believe that it would be necessary for me to be ruler over much. $1 trillion for the people would just kill them, because they would just look to buy a bunch of stuff and it wouldn't mean any. It wouldn't be meaningful. For me, $1 trillion could truly change the trajectory of so many hundreds of millions of people's lives. You know what I'm saying? So I would. The reason why I would do it is because I think that I can do even more good with it. And the reason why I don't think that a lot of other people should do it is because I don't think that they would be a great steward with it. To do the right thing.
At that, with the last little bit what Anton said, I do agree with that. Like a lot of people that will get hold to that type of finance. No, they wouldn't do right by it. I mean, just being honest with you. But to sit down with Jesus for 10 minutes, you would get more knowledge to actually be able to maneuver and get the $1 trillion. You would actually, the information that Jesus would probably provide you will be able to allow you to maneuver the planet and make sure that you know, command certain things and stuff like that, because he will give you that knowledge to do so and things like that to be able to get the $1 trillion of earthly money. That's how I see it. You know, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, him just giving it to you and let you go about your way, or the knowledge that you can gain, plus being able to get that when you you know what I'm saying, pretty much get back, or you know what I'm saying, real talk, because you know it just is what it is. Nah.
I think it's sad that you feel like society would do that. That's sad.
Why do I? They get money every single day and they go out here and they destroy themselves with it.
Well,
I'm not saying anything that I'm not already witnessing.
No, I think if more people than not, if they had that kind of money, they would help.
Nah, I don't agree with Q on that either. You know, this little part of the conversation here, you know what I'm saying, I do agree with Anton on this little part here. You know, most people would not do the right thing with $1 trillion. No, they, you know what I'm saying, most people don't do the right thing when they get their tax money back. You know, so this little part right here, I do agree with Anton on. But the big picture, though, as far as sitting down with Jesus, I would have to sit down.
I don't. I see people all the time that get a lot of money and they trick it off. They give it to hoes. They blow it. They get evil. They try to
What does blow it mean? What does that mean?
What do you mean? They don't do anything meaningful in life with it. They don't help other people. They don't try to look out for other people. I think that greed can sometimes be a disease, and it doesn't necessarily translate into actually doing something meaningful for other people.
Greed is a disease. So, you know what I'm saying? This is where we at here. I'm gonna leave the link to this particular segment real quick, you know what I'm saying, in this broadcast, man. You know what I'm saying? This is a great discussion so far about the situation, but you know where I stand on it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is here. I would have to sit down. You know, I think even though of course God left his word and stuff like that of how to live and things like that, it's also other knowledge that God can give, you know, you that he didn't leave. If God, you know, God is all knowing and stuff like that. Jesus is all knowing. God is, you know, Son of God. It's more information that he didn't just leave for us. So I think that the sit down will provide more information on top of the word that he left for us so many thousands of years ago. You know, I want to compound that situation, not only just the word that he left for us, but the other knowledge that he felt like mankind should not be privy to. Because, you know what I'm saying, I guarantee you, God, you know, I guarantee you Jesus didn't tell everything, you know, that he actually knew. Some stuff was just too powerful for mankind to know. But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.